Hey, what's going on, guys? Wabo here. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite meme coins right now. The market has been absolutely crazy, to be quite honest. I've totally adapted my strategy because things have changed so much, and I'll talk about a lot of that in this video. If you're trying to trade new pairs on Solana right now, you probably already know it's extremely difficult. There's not as many traders, and there's a lot more rugs, so you got to be super careful. So first, I just want to go through this Dune page here because it gives a really good representation of exactly what's going on. And I'll just kind of share some tips and advice that have helped me make over $60,000 this month. It's been a really fun month. We caught over, I think it was like a 90x in my Discord, and shared that earlier on Twitter and YouTube. So hopefully you guys also made some money on that. So we'll go through this. You can kind of see here, as far as daily tokens created on Pump.fun, we've been in a steady downtrend since January, December, kind of since the Trump launch. And that's also represented in the volume. You can see here, it was much higher back in January, December, and we're kind of finding the floor here. So that's actually pretty positive to see. There's definitely still opportunity in traders, just not as many new traders coming into the market. And that's definitely representative here. So you can see the number of like recurring traders actually isn't too bad. So the degens don't give up. I give people in this space credit. The trenchers, they stick around even through thick and thin. So I really respect the people in this space. If you go look and just at new wallets here, you can see as far as new people coming in, you know, they're afraid. You know, it's been trending down. We're not getting as many new people. So I would love to see this tick up. If that does, I think the trenches will absolutely explode. And a lot of the new people are coming into, you know, Binance Smart Chain right now, which is pretty cool to see. There's tons of volume. We'll talk about that later. And in my next video, it would probably be Binance coins because they're doing amazing right now. As far as the volume, it's been interesting lately. It's adjusted a little bit. Basically, any weekdays, pretty solid. Friday and the weekends are a little bit lower. And the best time to trade is about 5 p.m. UTC. And that's been consistent since I've been in the space. So if you just convert that to your time zone, see a good time to get a lot of volume in the market, probably a good time to be active. So yeah, this is the meme coin we caught in my group. I called this at like 13K. When I actually posted it in my group, it was 11. I think on YouTube it was 13. And it ran up, you know, almost 90x. So really, really fun. So if you guys want to catch plays like this, I do have my Discord that I opened recently. It's been a ton of fun. 150 of you guys have already joined. And I just want to say thank you so much. Like, I never expected this many people to join so quickly. And, you know, people are sticking around because we're finding plays. So we'd love to see you guys in there if you're interested in joining. Also, follow me on Twitter. A lot of times I'll share plays there early. And also, I just want to say that nothing in this video is financial advice. This is just for entertainment. And that's about it. So let me hop into my favorite plays right now. All right, guys, my first pick is a tiny crypto called the International Meme Fund. And this is a hilarious play on the International Monetary Fund, one of the largest global organizations in the world. And it's hilarious because the IMF is what most people call it. What they do is they bail out degen economies, like up and coming, like third world economies, give them loans and help them, you know, stabilize. And the IMF is great because they actually use the Pumpswap fees to bail out traders who have been wrecked in the trenches. And this is totally all on point because this is exactly what the trenches need right now. They need a meme that's going to give back to the people rather than being extractive. So if you go to their website, they have some hilarious press releases. So you can just read these. White House orders IMF for a bailout of degenerate traders. IMF declares memes protected asset class. And IMF report, Balkan degeneracy reaches unprecedented levels. And these news articles are actually full. If you go, you can click read more. And I love this because it's a unique play. Like, there's nothing else like this on the entire market. I love how DOWGE and SPX 6900 are plays of like the indices, but nobody has done anything like this yet. And I love unique plays. Like, so many things in the market right now are just copycat. So the fact that this is unique and they have like a unique flywheel with the Pumpswap fees, I think is why this absolutely exploded. So my last YouTube video, if you guys saw it, it was started around like $13,000. This pumped up 90x. And honestly, guys, it's still tiny. It's under $1 million. I think this can go ballistic. And I have been talking to the team. These guys have insane things coming. And a piece of alpha, they will be listed on CoinMarketCap today. They got the funds, they're gonna do it. So I'm sharing that here first. And I love this. So there was actually some drama with this. So I shared this in my group so early that people got to buy so much of the supply so cheap. So one guy actually bought 8% of the supply. I think he got it for like 2 SOL, and it's worth like, I think it's worth like 40 grand now. So we actually had to find this guy in my Discord. I had to put out an alert. I'm like, hey, I don't know who you are, but you need to sell, bro, because you're literally, no whale's going to want to buy this project when you own 8%. So he did. He was an absolute Chad. Whoever the top holder is, thank you, my man. You saved the project, honestly. So if we go to the distribution of the coin now, it's actually amazing that it's good, because usually with 10K coins, like someone will screw it up. But I told my group, I'm like, hey guys, I'm giving you this super early. Don't screw this up, and we can do this more. Like, don't be greedy. Like, just be smart, guys. And so the distribution looks pretty amazing. Like, there's a couple big clusters, but nothing over 5%. And a little tip for you guys, when you go to Axiom or just bubble maps in general, click this magic nodes button and you'll get a better overlay of like what people own. And so it looks a little funky because I think I told my group not to own too much in a single wallet. So some of them went like a little bit crazy, like transferring. So it looks a little sus, but I think that's why. So yeah, the distribution is good. The narrative is on point, totally unique. They have a lot of things coming. So I actually talked to these guys. I'm like, guys, I love the project. A couple of things you guys need is you need a way to add like a physical connection with the characters. So they're actually going to be bringing these characters to life with a NFT set, and they've teased the art to me and it looks amazing. So I think all the top holders are going to get dropped NFTs with special benefits, which I think they'll announce later. I don't want to give too much away. So they're going to be doing the AI videos, some cool stuff, bringing the characters to life and giving that normie appeal. You know, the retail investors, they like to see characters and animations. They kind of connect with that. So I think that's amazing. And these devs have been absolute chads. Like, they've been buying back coins and locking them, as well as giving away tons of money. So why I love this project initially was because of the bailout giveaway flywheel. And it's been working exactly as I expected. So if you go to X here, you can see they give away all the time. Like, if you just comment on their post, you can make like literally $200 a week doing almost nothing. So I think for this post, they asked people to just share like your story of how you got damaged in the crypto market, and we'll pick, you know, winners, and we'll give you guys money and bail you out. So people shared their stories, and some of them were actually pretty crazy. So you can see by this post, you know, screenshots of people who lost it all, got in debt, liquidated, and live in poverty. You know, people get over leveraged in this market. You can see how these people are living, you know, and they share their story. And this is super memetic, because to win the giveaway, they have to share their story. So there's like hundreds, you know, this one was one of their first posts, so 26 reposts, but 3,400 views. That's super memetic, guys. Like, the giveaways are often the most viewed posts on Twitter. So whenever I saw a project that was using giveaways to get exposure, I absolutely loved it. So when I saw this super, super tiny market cap, I told my group, I'm like, hey guys, I know it's not doing good right now, but keep an eye on this because I might make a video on this. And it played out perfectly. So if you go through their X, you can just see kind of how they use those Pumpswap fees to gain exposure and give back to the community. So I absolutely love what these guys are doing. If you guys, a little tip here, if you go to pump.fun, if you ever want to see how much the projects are making with the Pumpswap fees, just click on the name of the dev and you can just go to coins. So they've made over $8,300 and they've given all this money back to the community. If you go to SoulScan, you can verify this. They have hundreds of transactions out. So pretty freaking cool. So IMF is one of my top picks because it's a new project, tiny market cap, and the community is super diamond handed. And I think this goes much, much higher because they have big announcements, including CoinMarketCap. So yeah, if you guys want to get plays like this, I do have a link to my group in the description. It's literally $40 a month. People have asked me like, why do you not charge more? Like, they want to give me free money. It's because like, I've been broke before. I was in the Marines. I literally made $800 every 2 weeks. So being that I made, you know, millions of dollars in the crypto space, I want to help people, and I'm growing my business, and it's a new project. So yeah, I'd love to see you guys in my group, but on to the next project. My next pick is DJI 6930. And I absolutely love that this is a play on the DOW Jones. And I love the ticker DOWGE. It's so short and clean. It's 5 letters, which is important because it shows up nicely on X. If you do like a $ in the ticker, not a lot of people know that. Like, if you do 5 letters and under, the ticker is a little bit better for memetics and for people to research the coin. And I also just love the logo in general. It's animated. The 3-head dog is badass. I've never seen anything like this. And if you look at the website, it is very clean, very normie friendly. And like I said, I honestly, this, when you look at this, you're like, this is just freaking cool. And this is kind of similar to SPX 6900, which is like a play on the indice of the SPX, if you guys know anything about stocks. And SPX is at 1.39 billion and DOWGE is at 20 million. So the big thing about SPX is it's pushed by this influencer called Murad, and DJI 6930 is mostly pushed by Superman. I don't know if you guys have, I'm sure you guys have heard of Superman. He's a legend. And I watch all his videos. I kind of put out a negative post about this project in the past because specifically because there's been some top holders that own a lot. There is a cluster that owns a good bit. But I'm not that worried about that because these holders have actually been pretty diamond-handed. Initially, I thought it was problematic because if you look at how much some of the top traders have made, 400 grand. Some of those were like, the dev and people who bought early. But honestly, guys, 400 grand is not a lot considering this thing ran up to almost 90 million, like very, very quickly. And I've been watching these wallets and they totally stopped selling and the floor has held beautiful. And do you guys know anything about trading? This chart pattern is absolutely beautiful. And actually this is to be expected after a huge run up like this. Like you're going to have a major pullback and this floor has just held beautifully. So I've actually been accumulating DOWGE. Like I've bought about $6,000 worth so far. I would like to get, 20 to 30,000 because I think this is a play you can actually size into and just hold for a long time. It's a bet on Superman. And if you guys know anything about Superman, he is super consistent. This guy has been in crypto for like ever. When I got into the space, he was the first guy that got me into it. He's had a lot of amazing plays. Not every play is going to work out. The nature of microcap meme coins is, people want the upside without the risk, which is just not possible. So this guy finds like tiny plays and a lot of them play out. Like I watch almost every video this guy puts out because they're unbelievable, honestly. Like he has just really good plays. And being that it's like such a difference between SPX and DOWGE, and I actually think the logo is way cooler. Like if you were an average retail investor, like what do you think is cooler? This logo or this, the three-headed dog? And it's also on Solana, which is more normal friendly. It's on a beautiful dip right now. So yeah, I'm accumulating DOWGE. I really like it. My last video was, I was over skeptical and I talked to the community. Actually funny, like look at this. So the DOWGE community didn't like that I put out a negative video, which I've taken down since, although it was one of my best performing videos. It had almost 10,000 views and it was getting more, but I thought it was doing more harm than good. So I just took it down, but I thought it was hilarious. This guy literally told me, DOWGE is king, fix your face. Like, and at first I was like, maybe I would want to go to war with the DOWGE community, but then I thought about it. I was laying on my bed. I was like, wow, this is actually amazing. Like this is cult-like behavior. Like Superman's actually built a cult. Like, and I was getting like DMs like, they're like, hey, idiot. And I was like, wow, this is actually amazing. Like there's real people here. And their posts get so many views. Like this is a real community. This is not cabal. This is real people. Their posts, if you go to their Twitter, they get insane engagement and they raid like animals. I mean, these are exactly the kind of community members you want. And I would not fade Superman. Like this guy's been in this space forever. He looks as determined as I've ever seen him. Like I thought he was angry, but I think he's just super determined. He knows that memes, it's all about attention. So if he wants to grow like DOWGE and projects he likes, he needs to keep putting out consistent content. So yeah, I like DOWGE. I'm in the community now. My last video was a little skeptical. Specifically, I apologize to Superman. I painted him in a kind of a bad light, and I like Superman and I like the community. So I'm like, what am I doing? Like I just took the video down, joined the project. I like it. I hope the best. I know a lot of people are in this specifically, which is one reason why I took that video down. So I'm bullish on DOWGE. I think this thing can definitely make a new all-time high. People don't realize how bullish Q4 of the post-halving year gets. I remember last cycle, I think, well, maybe it was, I was in this crazy Floki run, like a pump that seems unimaginable to people now. But when you're in these like high liquid environments, when people are up so much on the high caps, these micro caps can go absolutely ballistic. And I'm telling you guys, people are underestimating how high these coins can go. So yes, I like DOWGE. The logo is the cleanest, probably the cleanest logo in the space. So I'm in DOWGE, very bullish. All right, on to the next pick. Another meme coin I definitely recommend checking out is called Biddy. And this is the official Bitcoin mascot. And when I first heard about this, I actually couldn't even believe that this mascot was actually on the official Bitcoin website. So just to verify this, if you go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and you go to just the Bitcoin and you go to the official website and you click this, and you scroll down, you see this little character. He's hiding. And that's Biddy right there. And he's on multiple pages. You can see like the full size of him on different pages. And he's hiding in different areas. So when I saw this, I was like, wow, that's amazing. And I got into Biddy pretty early. But right now, it's actually on a really good dip. And if you just draw like a fib retracement level on this, why I think it's a good buy right now. So if you go to the fib extension tool and you go to the bottom of the impulse to the top, you'll see that Biddy bounced beautifully off the 786 fib level, which is a really common retracement on meme coins that have just pumped a lot. So I've actually been accumulating a little bit more. I got in super early and I told my group I was selling a little bit at the top, but I actually just bought a little bit more because I think that this is a really good play for this cycle. You know, a lot of these character coins are just made up. Biddy is actually the official mascot of Bitcoin. That's insane. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's on Solana, you know, doesn't make any sense. Bitcoin maxis hate it. But meme coin traders, they really don't care that much. The liquidity is on Solana. You know, I know a lot of people are going to try to probably relaunch this on Runes, but the community is here. There's 11,000 holders. Like, I just like Biddy on Solana. There's already been a lot of drama with Biddy. The last thing they need is another one on BRC, although I know people are trying to launch one there. So yeah, I like Biddy. There's a ton of big YouTubers that talk about this. You have Crypto Gains, tons of others. So yeah, Biddy is just an easy play because it's a real mascot, not made up, and it's going to be here forever. Like, Biddy's going to be, he's not going to be forgotten. He's like the official mascot. So yeah, that's Biddy. Pretty simple. My thesis on that is very simple. The next coin I really like is called Kitteh coin. And this is interesting because if you go to the Bitcoin Talk forums, you can see this was mentioned back in 2013 and it's supposed to be a direct Dogecoin competitor. And there's so many dog coins in this space, but I can only think of a few like pretty big cat coins. So I think the market's kind of untapped. And I really like that it's mentioned in early lore of the cryptocurrency. And the ticker meow is so clean for a cat coin and everything looks good. Like, I really like their Twitter and the logo and everything. I think that this has like mainstream appeal for sure. And tons of big YouTubers talk about this. So I'm not worried about, you know, people not remembering it or it falling into obscurity, you know, like it's going to be getting constant exposure. It's talked about by many of the biggest YouTubers in this space. So yeah, just a unique play on cats. I really like that. So I did pick up a small bag of this and also another coin that I found recently called Dapper Dogos. And what made me first like get interested in this is because there was a project called Pandu Pandas and it ran up. I saw this super early and I faded it, but it ran up to almost 30 million. So the guy who first talked about this also talked about Dapper Dogos. And I caught this really early. You know, he put it on X. It went all day. A very good influencer. If you guys aren't following him on X, I definitely recommend following him. He's had some of the craziest plays lately, honestly. So this is a NFT project combined with a community coin. And I like that because NFT projects are some of the best to build communities around because people make it their PFPs and they have that emotional connection to the character. And this is one of the best looking dogs I've seen. Like, I really like the artwork. They have a cool thing where you can go prompt a doggo scene and you can just, it'll create a PFP for you. And I tested this. They made me some really cool ones. I had one that was a ninja and another one that, you know, also came out great. So I feel like because this is backed by a lot of good people in the space and the artwork is clean and being an NFT combined with a community coin very early on, I did buy a small bag of this and I'm watching it very, very closely to see how it develops. But I've been surprised how many times I've seen this ticker on X and like smaller to mid-sized influencers talking about it. And that's a really great sign. So those are my last two like honorable mentions. You know, I don't have huge bags in these. If you're in my group, you already know I don't like to buy a lot of coins. I like to just size into my highest conviction plays. All right, guys, that does it for this video. If you found any value in this video, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Also, I hope to see you in the Pump Screener Discord. And let me know your thoughts on what the best meme coins to buy right now are. And if there is anything I missed, because I'm always researching projects and looking for new plays. So until next time, I'll see you and thanks for watching.